welcome to a review. Yes, I know, it's very shocking considering what I upload on my channel. I don't know why I do this. Anyways, today we're looking at a Jurassic World Rebirth figure, yes. I don't know why I'm hitting it. Yeah, we have the Jurassic World Rebirth Wild Roar Utahraptor. You might be wondering, like, why did you get this when you have the better version of a Utahraptor? You literally have the BODM version, and that's a good question. The question I will be answering later on. So, yeah, just stick around and I'll answer it, because that's, yeah. So, if we look at the packaging here, we have some red, we have some black, we have some silver, we have a Spinosaurus, we have some green at the back. Overall, just very nice color scheme. Yes, Spinosaurus is a color now, apparently. If we turn, don't make that sound again. If we look at the back of the box, you can see the Utahraptor. You can see it doing its stuff. You also have its other action feature. Wow. Control the attack. You also have the other figures in the line, such as the Baryonyx Minosaur and the Pseudoceratops. Yeah, that's the box. Very nice. Now it's time to get it out of the box. I'm gonna be honest, I was expecting the tail to be a lot longer because, they still have, like, the tip of the tail, so I was thinking, oh, well, they can make the tail long, because they can fit a pretty nice sized tail, even if they put it in here, but no, it's still short. Yeah, Mattel, why? Like, seriously, you can fit, heck, you can fit an entire, like, tail down here. Who cares if you can see it a little bit? You can still see this one. Just fit a bigger tail down here, and you can have a much longer tail to your Utahraptor. This is pathetic. I was actually, really disappointed in seeing this. You could, like, at least fit it, like, that much longer, and you could probably, yeah, you could definitely fit that still in here. It might be, like, up here, though, but come on, Mattel. You're disappointing me. I mean, I shouldn't be, like, expecting too much from Mattel. Alright, here is the Utahraptor. And honestly, I'm really impressed by the way it looks. Now, there are some things, of course, the tail. Also, yeah, just something here look a little off to you. Maybe the fact that its wing isn't attached to its finger. I honestly don't know why they didn't connect the wing to its finger, because that's literally how wings work. It is Jurassic World, so I'm not going to be, like, super mad, but at the same time, you don't have to, like, make it the most accurate thing, but you can at least just attach its finger to its wing. It's like, that's literally how wings work. They made everything else pretty decent, so I don't know why they didn't do this. It just looks so weird. There's just this gap here, and I don't like it. But anyways, I guess let's just go ahead and go over the sculpt, because overall the sculpt is pretty nice. You've got the feather details, you've got the scales on the face, the scales on the feet, you have the scales on the hands. Actually, the scales on the hands, I was noticing, are pretty, like, decently sculpted. They look pretty nice. Again, I'm actually really liking the way that they've layered the feathers, especially on the arms and on the tail. Such an improvement since the Megaraptor. I'll just bring this in because it's one of the feathered dinosaurs I have. Of course, it's not like super feathered, but for a feathered Mattel figure, you can see the tail isn't that great. It's, it's layered on there. It's just not super nice looking. Of course, there's not many feathers to really look at. But you can definitely tell they've improved the way of sculpting. And I think this looks way better. There could be more feathered dinosaurs that I don't have, or maybe I'm just not thinking of right now, but I just brought out the Megaraptor because I keep thinking about it, because I honestly don't think I have that many. I stopped collecting Mattel for a long time, so, Also, the feet. If we take a look, the feet look so so much better, especially when compared to this. Ew! What is this? That's not a foot. That's like one of those flipper things you wear in like water to like you put on your feet. Swimming things. I don't know what they're called. Flipper things. That's not a foot. I'm so glad they've tried to do this because, of course, they started with the Hammond collection, and now they've kind of moved that over to the mainline, I think. Again, I don't have many mainline figures, like updated ones, but from what I've seen, it looks like they're trying to make the feet not gigantic, weird flippers. But as I mentioned, of course, the coloration is amazing. I love orange and black, especially vibrant oranges. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. And the brown as well goes really nice with it. It kind of also reminds me of the Jurassic World Alive Raptor. Maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I think the patterns, I think it's like these patterns are like stripy things are reminding me of it. It's not exactly like the same color, but yeah, I wonder if they were mildly inspired by that. Although I still think that they were inspired by New World Orioles. I really like this coloration. It's really good. I just wish it was done better. They could have done such a better job on it. But, yeah, coloration is really nice. Just, it could have more paint. Also, the paint that is applied to the feathers, I think they could have done a better job. I mean, I get they're a bumpy surface, so it's not going to apply very well. Because of course it's like a mass-produced figure, they're not like checking every single one to make sure the paint is just perfect. But you know, you can see that like it's not applied perfectly there, so it looks a little weird. This side's done a little bit better, but you know, overall it's not that big of a deal. The face is done very nice. You even have like these little white spots around the eye, which I think is an awesome addition. Just a little detail. It adds quite a bit to the figure, and I really like that. Of course, the mouth is really nice because they're doing the new separate piece for the teeth, which means they're rubber and they're sharp looking. I mean, sharp as they can get them to look. And even the bottom teeth as well. Now, the only downside is that it kind of goes all the way down to the bottom of the mouth. So even though there's no teeth, it's just white and it just kind of looks weird. So, I mean, I don't know really if they could have done anything about that. I'm sure they could, but they're not going to because it's not that noticeable if you're not, like, looking at it. Now, of course, it's a Mattel figure, so you have to be careful which one you choose, because the eye, at least on this one, I mean, I'm sure on many others, also have messed up eyes. Now, I was unfortunate, and this was the only one in the store, and I just didn't care enough to wait and go to another store to get one, so it's not the worst that could happen, but, like, I've literally seen a Styxosaurus that didn't have eyes, so just check the paint job before you buy it, because I always try to do that. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I forget, and sometimes I get a really bad looking figure, but always check at least the eye, because the eye could be really messed up. Anyways, the sculpting of the feathers, very nice. Paint job is decent. The paint job could be better. The coloration is good. The hands, of course, are lacking any kind of paint. They kind of look like cheese. I mean, look at this. It's like a slice of cheese. Also, I just have to mention, this figure is very fragrant. I mean, if you like smell a new plastic figure, you're gonna smell the plastic, but I can smell this thing from here. Is that concerning or not? I don't know. It just it's very strong, especially in these more rubbery bits like the tail. Very strong new plastic smell. But yeah, that's really all I have to go over with the sculpt and the paint work and everything. There's not really much to it. There could be more. Like, I wish there was some paint on the tail. Like, at least just like some orange or black or even white would look nice just on the edges of these feathers there. I think they could have done that and it would have added something to the figure. Of course, you can paint this yourself. If I might actually do that, or I might get another one and paint it, because I really want to paint this like an Oriole. I mean, it already almost is. I just think it needs some more stripes and some more paint on the tail, some paint on the wings maybe, and of course the claws need to be painted. But for articulation, of course this figure doesn't have much. It's just your basic Mattel figure, so, you know, you've got arm articulation, can rotate all the way around. Also, I didn't really mention, but the hands are made out of this, or the arms, I should say, are made out of this soft, rubbery material. I think they've been doing this for a few waves before this. I noticed the, that black and yellow Suchomimus looking thing. It's a Spinosaurid. It starts with a C, I think. I don't remember what it was called. Yeah, but that thing, I noticed, I was looking at it in a store and noticed its hands were rubbery. I don't know how long they've been doing it, but it is interesting. I do like it. I think overall it's a positive thing because they can make the claws way sharper looking than they did before. So overall I think it's a positive thing and I hope they continue doing it. It's just interesting. But yeah, of course you've got the arms, can go out away from the body and can move all the way around. The legs are very stiff, I must say. I mean, look at this. It has certain places it locks into, which is usually a good thing. And I mean, it's probably a good thing, more of a good thing, because that way, over time, it's not gonna get loose. But it also means you can't really get it into as many specific poses. But overall, it's just a Mattel figure, so I guess it's not that big of a deal. It's just, you know, a little bit of an inconvenience. Also, I noticed you can't move the legs out away from the body. That's something not many Mattel figures do. I'm actually kind of surprised. I wonder if the other figures in the wave don't do that. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I just thought that was interesting because I'm pretty sure like 90% of Mattel figures all have that articulation. I guess it's time to do some size comparisons, also just some comparisons. I wanted to bring in the original Utahraptor, the one from the Jurassic Park toy line. If you bring it in, it's obviously way bigger than the Mattel version, but I mean, just looking at them side by side, there goes my remote, just looking at them side by side, I think it's very interesting to see how things have evolved over time. Of course, when this figure was made, Utahraptor was a very newly described species. There was not much known about it. And then, of course, like 30 years later, we obviously know way more about them. We obviously know they had feathers. They didn't have this, like, weird lizard-looking head. But yeah, it's just interesting to see how things have changed. And I think that's really cool. Also, I think, I wonder if they decided to make this one's main color scheme black and orange, because this one was black and orange. We could also compare it to the BOTM Utahraptor. I mean, of course, it's not a Jurassic World figure, so it's gonna be way better than in quality. But if we just take a look at it, I'm honestly impressed by how impressed I am about this. Like, it's just a Jurassic World figure. I shouldn't be this excited for it, but again, I love feathered dinosaurs, and I'm not complaining at all that Mattel has made one that's actually pretty decent. Like, you could probably make this one pretty accurate looking if you wanted. I'm not sure about, like, the arm, like, connecting the feathers. You could probably do that, but I just don't know how you could do that. I'm sure there's a way, but, I mean, you could definitely extend the tail, but overall you could paint it however you wanted. If you can't get the BOTM Utahraptor, this is a great alternative, actually, because it is feathered, it is pretty good, and you can paint it. I mean, of course, it's not the best thing in the world, but it's a feathered Utahraptor, and you can get them. They're fairly, I would say they're fairly easy to get. They're distributed all over the world, so most people have access to this. So I just think that's awesome. Feathered dinosaurs becoming more common in like toy form is awesome, because I got so tired of seeing the scaly raptors. All the Chinosaurs are scaly. I actually found like a feathered Chinosaur. Actually, this was like about a year ago, I think. I found a feathered Chinosaur, and I was actually impressed. I was very happy to see that the feathered dinosaurs were infiltrating Chinosaurs, because, you know, Chinosaurs are fairly outdated usually, but yeah. And lastly, we can't forget the final comparison with a Mattel Velociraptor. Oh my gosh, I just noticed something. I did not notice this, and well, let me just show you. What happened? What happened to this poor Utahraptor? Now, at first I saw this and thought, oh, wait, why did they do that? There's no reason for this part of the leg to be so much, like, sunken in than the rest. Like, the other one's fine. And then I'm looking at it more. I don't think this is intentional. I think this is something's happened at some point in manufacturing this figure, that it has... the plastic has, like, been squished, sunken in. I don't know. But if you look, the little, like, thing with, like, the words on it is smoothed out, kind of. You can't really read it very well, so that's what's make me think this is unintentional. There's also, like, these weird flakes over here. So, I don't know what happened, but something happened, and it's got this weird, like, sunken in, spot on its leg. Like, the other one's fine. I don't know, it's really weird. So, I completely finished editing this video and everything, and realized I completely forgot to show the action feature, so I guess I'll do that now. But anyways, it's pretty simple. You just twist the tail, and it twists the head, you know, pretty basic, and then you also can push the tail down, and it pushes the head up, and it snaps its jaws and stuff, and you push the tail down, and, you know, it does that. You know, it's not super exciting. It also makes noises. I also already took the batteries out, so it kind of made like Indoraptor noises. I think they're like modified like some way. I don't remember, but you know, it's not that important, I guess. It just makes really, really loud modified Indoraptor noises, so yeah. Also, so you know how this piece twists? I don't know why they did this, made it so it twists, but also made the action feature so you have to twist it. So you have to hold on to this bit, because if you do this, it just does that. It's really weird. I don't know. This isn't necessary. You don't need to be able to twist this part. It's nice, I guess, but it's not necessary. They could have just made it click in and doesn't move, but I don't know. I think it's weird, and it makes it much harder to, you know, do this because it ends up twisting that part. Yeah, there you go. Anyways, that will about do it for this review. I think overall this figure's pretty good. I mean, as if I haven't said it enough, I do quite like this figure. It's just a really nice Mattel figure. I hope they continue making figures good because, like I mentioned, I haven't been getting them recently because they've just been absolutely terrible. But the Rebirth line definitely is an improvement, and I hope that continues because I really don't want them to be bad. But it's really nice to have a Utahraptor finally in the line, and it's just nice to have another Utahraptor figure because it's awesome. It has feathers, and it looks like an Oriole. So, yeah, if you are interested in getting this figure, I think it's probably worth it. It's pretty cheap. It's not like it's super expensive. So, yeah, overall, pretty good figure. And, I don't regret buying it, so that's always a good thing. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.